Atlanta, Georgia, sitting in the studio with Chris Fields.
The Woods.
What's up, cuz? What's going on with you?
Chilling, man, chilling.
Glad and appreciate you having me over to the studio.
No problem.
Sorry to interrupt your session, you know what I'm saying?
It's cool.
Hell yeah, so when you get started with all this, man?
Oh, man, it started back when I was, 5, 6 years old, man, with my pops. He was a DJ in Brooklyn. And so I grew up around turntables, speakers, crates of records, everything. And seeing my pops do it, and you know, naturally his son wants to be like his pops. So I just took after him and started DJing and just started doing my thing and fell in love with it, man. So I started at like 6, as early as 6 or 7, I remember, on the turntables, trying to get down there and mix and do stuff like my pops used to do. Hell, I was probably conceived on some turntables.
There you go. TMI. Your pops still DJing?
Unfortunately, my pops has been gone. He left us in '88.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's my bad.
That's cool. It's cool, but I'm still trying to carry on the legacy to make sure that you know, he's still here with me in spirit and in soul. So, you know, I'm just trying to take what I've seen him do to another level.
That's peace. That's peace.
VAS, the voice of Alabama State University. 90.7 FM, Montgomery. I program director because Alabama State at the time did not have any student programming. So I kept pushing the idea of having a rap show to our program director, Candy Capel. And she finally was like, Chris, all right, I'm going to let you do it. And I was the first one in the school history at WVAS at Alabama State to have a successful rap show. It was called the Weekend Wrecking Show. So we got that started, was able to interview the likes of Patra, Scarface, H-Town, Fife from Tribe Called Quest, the Fugees before anybody knew who they were, m.i.l.e Scratch. I got a chance to interview Biggie before anybody knew who he was, when Bad Boy was just getting off the ground, when it was Craig Mack on one side and Biggie on the other, where they gave you like 6 or 7 songs off of the albums to promote. So it started there, m.i.l.e Scratch, and just started doing stuff and promoting music and DJing. Me and another cat were DJing the show and was doing it there at Alabama State, and I loved it. I wouldn't change anything in the world from doing that.
So what's up with the producing, man? How you make a transition from DJ to producer?
Just really started to pay attention more to beats. I've always wanted to produce. Always knew what I wanted to hear, but just never really had the equipment to try and do it. So I just was like, man, I want to start producing. And I started off with just doing stuff on my these C324s over here, turntables, and using Cool Edit. And I've upgraded to the machine, Native Instrument machines, which I love. And it just came from being a fan of hip hop and wanting to hear that raw hip hop sound that I grew up listening to. It's still out here. It's on the underground because you got cats like Torre, Skyzoo, Black Milk. You still got cats like AZ and a lot of cats still doing their thing, but of course you don't hear them on the radio.
Listen to some of your tracks and feel that old, like super old vibe in them, man.
Yeah, and I mean, not to take anything away from the cats that's doing these joints today. I grew up through that time, and you know, the funny thing about it is when you sit and you talk to your parents back in the day, and it's like, boy, that ain't good music what y'all listen to. I can tell you about some good music.
Yeah.
And now I find myself doing the same
thing.
The same thing.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah,
right?
really, because our old school is Run DMC, you know, Gangstar,
KRS,
Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
All of them, man.
You know, those were the golden era of hip hop and our years. PE, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, NWA, Ice Cube, West Coast, East Coast, Midwest. I mean, that's what we grew up on.
And everybody had their own sound, you know what I'm saying?
Man, nobody sounded the same.
Man.
You know, and the crazy thing about it was before the machine got to hip hop and everybody started paper chasing, everybody had their own individuality. When you heard DOS Effects, you knew it was DOS Effects. When you heard NWA, you knew it was NWA. When you heard DOC, you knew it was DOC. Now, a lot of times you turn on the radio, Who is that? Is that Big Sean? No, that ain't Big Sean. That's Lil Wayne.
You gotta wait until the announcer comes, the radio host comes on, like, yeah, that was.
Yeah, and another thing that goes on today that was very rarely done when we were coming up was all these features. They don't make albums no more where the cat is on there by himself without having 5 or 6 other cats on there. Think about how many times Big Daddy Kane had features on his album, other than somebody from the Juice Crew.
Now that.
Think about how many times Ice Cube had features on his album, other than the Lynch Mob or maybe P.E. Think about how many times NWA had features on their albums.
I don't even think they ever had a feature.
Right, exactly. These cats today.
For real, dog.
How many artists today really can put out an album by themselves?
Write the whole thing. I feel you.
Without any features.
That's a good question. It's a good question. Not too many of them. You know what I'm saying?
Hip hop has actually gone the course of jazz at this particular time. Where you have a lot of jazz artists that felt like the craft for jazz players was being lost. That love for the craft was being lost. And it's the same thing right now with hip hop. Hip hop to me has to be dumbed down so much that somebody that comes out that's lyrically making you say, what did he say? And rewind that back. They're out there. Don't get me wrong. They're out there. All you gotta do is go online and search them. They're out there, but you don't hear them on the radio every day. You don't even hear any positive songs on the radio right now.
It's not good for sales.
Naughty by Nature. Naughty by Nature has a song called Flags. The lyrics are hot. The track is sick. The singing is sick. But unless you've actually been on allhiphop.com, hiphopdx, ihiphop.com, you wouldn't know anything about it. Because they're not. Naughty by Nature, you're not playing on Naughty by Nature. Why not? The song is hot.
Pretty much. Like I listened to Dead Prez Hip Hop the other day. Cat. It still sums it up. What's going on right now in the industry, man? I mean, it's retarded, man. Cats, I mean, I'm saying that, right?
For real.
I like hip hop. Hey, don't say that. For real. What are you working with now?
Now we're doing production, trying to get a little mixtape together. Anybody that MCs that would like to get down and listen to some of the tracks that we're doing and want to get down on the mixtape, we welcome you. As long as you can spit, you can come and get down. So, we just want to put our music out there just for the love of it. I've been doing this since I was 6, 7 years old, and this is the first time really in a long time that I'm taking it serious, where I'm trying to take it to the next level.
So you ain't discriminating. Anybody can come.
Anybody can get
Blue,
down.
black, Chinese, female.
Don't matter. Hip hop is hip hop. Hip hop don't have a color.
All right, just checking.
You know what I'm saying? Look at your boy Chen. Eminem speaks for himself. Speaks for himself, and I mean, it doesn't matter. If you got skills, you got skills.
Yeah, fair enough. So how they gonna get in contact with you?
They can hit me up at coolchris1914 at yahoo.com. If you want to check me out, see what some of my beats sound like and what they, how I get down, you can go to rockbattle.com, ROCBATTLE.com, and just look for Cool Chris 1914. I got some tracks on there. If you want to check them out, be my guest.
And what would you tell youngsters right now trying to get in the game?
Study your craft, put all you have into it, and do your thing. And as long as you stick with it, in time, it'll pay off.
I hear that.
For sure.
Once again, this is Big Chuck coming in from ATO's Chris's studio right here.
The Woods.
The Woods about to get up out of here so he can burn it up. Now playing. Just playing.
Don't burn up some more tracks up in here.
What's good, Big Chuck, Chris Fields. See y'all on the Funny Papers, man. Peace.
You're checking out another Cool Chris production.